Today we've got the Soul Exchange that just came out. Everybody's wondering which heroes are good, which ones to do. So I, just like how I've done in the past with the other Soul Exchanges, I've went and made a list of characters you don't do, characters that are solid, and characters that characters that are niche, and characters that are most versatile. So we're going to be discussing that today on this video. And with that, I do have to let you know that this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. So after this video, I'm going to be playing a little bit of that. If you guys like the content and want to support me, I'd really recommend if you check the game out. I'll leave in the comments a way to download to support me, because by them sponsoring this video, it really helps everything out. So getting first into our list, pull it up here real quick. We have our characters that I consider don't do. And the first one on this list is going to be Maligna, which is kind of crazy to do this. I will say that this was a very, very hard list to make because there's so many other great characters that were released and so many that were available. And she's actually not a bad character at all. The only reason why I said don't do, she's a hero of the month, probably easily acquired versus the other ones. She does have the randomness factor, but I do like that she deals damage to target nearby enemies and then a whole bunch of other different things. So regardless, she's still a solid character. I just don't recommend putting her into that, because there's other characters that are just better on the Soul Exchange. Next up on this is going to be Russell as a don't do. Again, another hero of the month. Unfortunately, just a little bit underwhelming. It's got a new buff to where its special skill never misses, but just doesn't do enough to really justify it. I think there's just better characters to do. Kind of an interesting character, but not something that I would do. Definitely fits in that don't do list. Next up on this list is going to be Vila as a don't do. Don't do Vila. One of the biggest reasons why we should not be doing Vila is the fact that you can come here and you can pick up Vila from the Fated Summons. So I don't really think that it's really a factor to be going and picking her up, especially because you can just get her for free at 100 if you really need her. She used to be absolutely amazing, and now not so much, but there's just many options that you can go ahead and pick besides her. So next up on our list is what I consider the solid characters. So these are characters that could be decent to pick up. Maybe not my first pick, but still could fit into your roster. The reason why these are just solid is because it depends on what you have. So Hinitra has been great with, obviously, the all allies having the chance to dodge for 3 turns, and then also having the boosted health is really, really helpful. She's also really good against Alfriki as well too. So we have definitely seen this on defense, and she just resists the skill blocking. So I do like this character. Could be pretty solid if that's what you need for your roster. Next up on our list is going to be Caitlyn, or Kotlin, or however you pronounce it. A kind of a solid character, being able to dispel all buffs from all enemies. An important thing about this character is that it happens before anything. So I do like that this dispels everything, and then it also deals 180 damage to all enemies, and they receive damage up to 340, which it actually doesn't take that much to get up to that 340. I think it's 2 for each. So this will also remove like elemental bonuses they get from having on the same team. So there is that, and just being able to dispel everything and then deal a whole bunch of damage. Definitely underrated character for it. Next up on this list we have Cristobal. I don't know. Being able to deal damage, 250 to target, and then if they have less health, dealing up to 500, and then obviously we know that the 2x mana charge is dealing damage to everyone, and then can be up to 430 damage if they have a whole bunch of health. One of the underrated characters, but could fit in on your team if you need somebody in green. Definitely not a bad character. Next up is going to be Soros. Again, right in the solid heroes. Character that's going to be dealing damage to target nearby enemies, and then also giving a massive defensive down of 54%. And then also the mana generation. So if you did pick any of these characters, I don't think it was quote unquote a bad decision, but definitely an opportunity to get a solid character, especially if you're in that boat to where you have like only like 10 or so extra heroes, or sorry, 15 or so extra heroes. So that could be an issue. Next up, we have what are our called niche heroes. So these are characters that could be good. They fit a specific niche. So we have Gregorion. I bring this character on every single green Titan. The fact that it has a critical chance. It is a little bit outdated. I think that there are better green heroes that now have new updated critical chances. But Gregorion does fit in there. For some reason, I've always found him bouncing around between different characters. I do like Gregorion giving 30% critical chance. Unfortunately, with Titans kind of being, especially if we have developed rosters like we do, a lot of the endgame players are seeing that Titans are really easy to kill these days. So Titan heroes have definitely gone down in terms of like priority on picking, but still a great character to pick. Dealing the 455 damage and then 30% critical chance for all allies definitely does add up against the Titans. Next up on this niche heroes is going to be Cobalt. Definitely could fit around probably in any of the three characters. I do like Cobalt. Being able to just deal a sizable amount of damage at essentially very fast speed, 290. And then also the bypass. So again, where this is relevant is any characters that are going to be having the bypass effect, the reposit to where you have to get through that. So obviously 1x, 2x, and then 3x mana charge, dealing 360 to all enemies, and then bypass. It's kind of weird to say that the ninjas are kind of like not as overpowered these days, but obviously having the ability to dodge and counterattack is really solid for using these. Next up on this is going to be Emilio. This is one of those niche characters. Definitely could possibly another one where it could bounce into solid or most versatile. I do like Emilio. I've never brought him to 80. I just have other characters that kind of do the same thing. I love the ability of the fact that he can go ahead and do burn damage, extra burn damage. You pair him obviously in mono red or other red characters that are going to be giving burn damage, but being able to be immune and then also regenerate healing, which is kind of interesting that some people are looking at Emilio as a healer, which forces you to pretty much have them have burn damage and then go off a second time before he's going to be healing. I don't know if he's the best healer. Me personally, I really love Grazul, being able to just have that ability to heal and then also make myself immune. Or obviously if you have Garnet, which to me, I already use Garnet and Grazul, so I don't really have a huge need for Emilio with the status ailments, but I do definitely think that you need at least a couple of heroes that are going to make you immune. So I could see a lot of people picking up Emilio just for the fact of being immune to the new status ailments. So last up on our list are what I consider most versatile. So these are characters that you're going to pick that could be really, really good regardless in a lot of different areas of the game. So we have, first up is going to be Faline, being able to deal damage to the target and nearby enemies. And then the fastest base gets minus 64% mana generation for the 3 turns. What's really interesting about Faline is if they have multiple characters that have very fast speed or fast speed, it's going to give them minus 64% mana generation to all of them that have the same of the fastest speeds. So that is something that is really important. So I really like Faline as well too. You wouldn't think so, but 330 damage and then being able to mess up the mana generation is definitely relevant. Next up on the list is going to be Frigg, a character I've really liked, kind of phased out a little bit as of recent. We've had a lot of other really great green heroes that have come out, but still, she's still a great hero to have. Being able to deal the damage, she does deal a sizable amount of damage at fast speed, and then also giving the defensive down, being able to go up to 44%. So pretty straightforward character, not to mention she's a rogue. One of the better greens that are out there for sure. I personally use my Frigg all the time. I use her actually on my Titans as well too, being that she's limit broken and has all her emblems and everything like that. So she kind of moves around for me for sure. Next up on the list is going to be Costume Finley. Another important thing, this is the costume version, so not only are you going to be getting the regular version, but you're also going to be getting the costume version as well too. So with Finley, absolute monster, dealing with the 420 damage to the target, and if the target has buff, it hits, it bounces over to other targets as well too. So if they have any sort of buffs, he's going to bounce through to everybody, and then each hit can only be hit once, and then all targets are going to get 56% defense for 3 turns. So a huge defensive down, not to mention he's going to be chaining through all of them, not to mention that he's a fighter as well too. Finley costume is just great. Great character on Titans, great characters on offense, and a very great character on your defense as well too, being in the corner. The only issue with Finley is now we're seeing more blue tanks that are going to be coming up, so it gives you less opportunity to potentially have him on your defense, but still an absolutely amazing character to have. I'm really shocked that they put Finley costume in here, but here we are. Next up on the list is gonna be Big Daddy Ludwig. Ludwig, being that he's a character that gives a taunt. This is probably one of my most favorite offensive heroes that they've ever released. I use Ludwig all the time, especially even against like purple tanks. I bring Ludwig every single time. He sits right in the middle. He gets my strongest troops because I know if Ludwig goes off, I will win. You pair Ludwig with just about any character, you're gonna win. Being able to make it so he has taunt, protects himself completely, and makes it so that your whole team can survive, and then you're just giving everybody the ability to just get a whole bunch of mana each turn. So after like 3 or 4 turns, you've already gone off an extra 2 to 3 times with the heroes that are surrounding Ludwig. So I pair Ludwig with Alfriki, and then being able to have Ludwig go off, Alfriki goes off, and then Alfriki goes off again. It's pretty much game over after that. Ludwig could be paired with just about any hero that is like average and above in terms of their speed, and do really well. He protects himself extremely well. I love Ludwig. Very, if you don't have Ludwig, highly recommend. And then last up on the list, for most versatile, obviously, as we know, Alfriki is finally in Soul Exchange. So the ability to go ahead and pick Alfriki out of this list is incredible. A lot of people have been begging, trying to go ahead and get Alfriki. I know myself personally, I went through a lot of times not being able to get this stupid character for Rush Wars, and I finally got her, and I was like the most excited. So let me tell you, if you don't have Alfriki, I think it's a very clear choice. I would kind of do, I don't want to say whatever it takes, but I would highly recommend doing a lot to make sure you have at least one Alfriki on your team. For myself personally, one is great. I would love to have more. I think Alfriki is an auto level up multiples, which is very hard to find when you have a character that you know is going to be auto level up once and you're going to want it again. It's just super annoying to deal with in Rush Wars for sure. And you can just throw in the cubes. Obviously, mindless attack. We all know how annoying this is. So, now the age-old question: which character am I going to select? So I have all my things. I think I'll wait. I don't think I'm gonna do it on this one because I have to unlock everybody. Myself personally, I don't have Finley costume or Finley in general, so I kind of want him just for the fact of having it. I probably will level him up, and I probably would limit break him for sure. Next up is going to be Alfriki. For me, again, having a second Alfriki would be really important. And then obviously Ludwig, I already have 2 Ludwigs, and I only have 1 leveled up. So if you're deciding between Ludwig or Alfriki, I think that Alfriki is above Ludwig in terms of leveling up and importance. If you don't have either, I would do Alfriki first, and your alliance is going to appreciate you even more too, because just having Alfriki is amazing. So that's that, guys. And let me know what you guys think. Is that correct? What do you guys think? Is that the right move? Let me know in the comments which character you picked, which ones you're most excited for. Like I said, I really appreciate it if you guys do check out Raid Shadow Legends. I'm gonna play a little bit of Raid right now. This goes and it helps pay for kind of everything. So if you don't already support the channel or do anything, the biggest thing that you could do to help me out is by checking out Raid Shadow Legends. So I'm gonna play that right now. If you want to help me out, then do that. So they have buffs situation going on here. And I'm going to put the link right into the chat right now. So if you guys like the content, you guys want to support me and help me out and stuff like that, all you got to do is click on this link right here. You get a huge bonus pack just for coming and downloading it. I'm going to make me smaller so I can show you guys this. The game is actually really, really cool. Being that you have the ability to, this just levels up your characters while you're not doing anything. They have like different clan bosses. So right now they've got 2 different ones that are going on. You go and you fight them. And then they have like super raids, which are pretty cool. So these are the arena. So the classic arena here, I'll just show you guys real quick. Go through, obviously you fight different characters. Everything has PvP. The good thing about this too is it has auto. So you can see I'm not doing anything and it's fighting for me. What I really like about this is it has a very sophisticated system to where you can set up macros that will automatically trigger different things. So it has really, really intelligent fight mechanisms set up in place. We know how annoying it is for like a hero special to go off in the wrong order. You can set up all your macros to where characters will only fire at different times for different things. So you can set your defense up or set your offense up a specific way and set them up to cast their specials a certain way. The other thing that they have here, guys, real quick, I just want to show you, they have these 3v3 tag team. So this is a situation where you bring your best 12 characters and you fight their best 12 characters as well too. Yasin, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. And then you go through and you fight them. You build balanced teams, and it's really cool. Everything has different like abilities. There's so many different things outside the box type abilities you can get. And one of the things I really love about Raid is that they are super liberal with being able to get you new characters. So you have abilities to get free legendary characters just for playing the game. They just had a promotion where all it took was you logging into the game like 7 days in a row, and you got one of the best characters in the entire game. So they are totally for like supporting their community, giving their community lots of different opportunities to pick up characters. They've got the dungeons here, which I'll just show you guys real quick. So battle this. So they also have what's called multi-battle. So I'll show you guys real quick. See, it says multi-battle available 394. So you can actually just set this and it will automatically do it, which is really cool. What's cool about this too is they also have a computer too, so you can set your account up on your computer, so you can play on your mobile device or PC. It's totally up to you. But yeah, so guys, this is kind of like the situation with Raid Shadow Legends. Like I said, I'd really appreciate it if you guys like me, you guys like the content. It would mean a ton if you would just go and support by downloading the game. And guys, just so you know, what somebody asked, why is there commercials for other games? The reason being, just like when we have Mystic Vision in Empires and Puzzles, With me, this is my version of Mystic Vision, but the difference is I don't have a thing to where you guys spend money to play my game or anything like that. Me as a content creator, we put thousands of hours into the content. I did it a long time without making any money, and pretty much the games pay me to play other games as well too. And it's how I pay for everything. So anybody that's mad that there's commercials for other games, I just politely ask you to download and check the games out, because that's what directly supports me. It literally is what pays my bills. Just had a conversation with my wife, and we're like, wow, we've got Christmas money. So this stuff like this, being able to have the sponsored streams that come through, I'm very blessed for that. And I'm even more blessed to have other games that are willing to go ahead and support the channel financially, because a lot of people are not willing to go ahead and support. They're willing to go ahead and just watch content and take it in and everything like that. But not a lot of people are willing to actually put their money on the line and actually financially support. So the best thing that you can do, rather than do a $50 donation or whatever for the content, is to just download the game, check it out for free, see if you like it. A lot of people have really liked it, and I get credit for you downloading the game. So I don't know how much money you spend. If you spend $0, $5 million, doesn't really matter to me. It just financially, they just pay me a flat rate for going and putting these ads in. So if you want to support me, you want to support the content, please make sure you check out Raid Shadow Legends, and I really appreciate all the support.